Helping families is my passion. It's what I love to do. Hi, I'm Cheryl Yates with ERA Liberty Realty. I've established a reputation for making your journey simple regardless of your price point. They say it takes a village, so I work closely with other professionals in the industry to make your experience a smooth one from start to finish.
We're so happy that we chose Cheryl Yates with ERA Liberty Realty to help us during our buying and selling process. If you would like a 5-star experience from top to bottom, choose Cheryl Yates.
As an Eastern Panhandle native, I possess an insight and knowledge of the area that is essential to reaching your goals. Whatever your real estate needs may be, remember me. I'm the key to buying or selling your home.
In NCAA Division II, student athletes leave a lasting impression on their communities. That's because Division II student athletes want to make a difference and truly be part of their surrounding communities. Through community engagement, thousands of student athletes from various backgrounds interact with community members who view them as role models. This interaction leaves a positive and perhaps even life-changing impression on all those involved. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
Hi, I'm Jeremy Atkins, broadcast announcer with Home Team Sports TV, sales consultant here at O'Beckett Motors. Make a fast break to 838 East Moeller Avenue in Martinsburg. Come see me for a slam dunk of a deal.
Sir, go ahead and sign right there, and you can take your brand new XT4 home.
All right.
Thank you very much,
Yes,
sir. Here you go.
All right.
In NCAA Division II, community engagement is an initiative at all 25 national championships because student athletes want to give back while competing for a national title. Over the course of the year, Division II student athletes have an opportunity to leave a lasting impression in local communities throughout the country. Whether Division II student athletes are volunteering at hospitals, schools, after-school care programs, foster homes, or retirement villages, they make a difference in the lives of others. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
Being a champion takes more than skill, more than endless drills, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the heart to give it your all, the agility to thrive from any angle, and the relentless drive to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create, and the question isn't, can you do it? It's will you?
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division 2, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
Hello and welcome to the 2023 Bulldog Cheerpalooza. My name is Destiny Peck. This here is Colleen Snyder. Together we coach Jefferson High School, who are your 2022 state champions. We are extremely excited to be here today to go ahead and commentate on our almost one and only Eastern Panhandle middle school and high school combined cheer competition. It's been kind of a rough start for our middle schools and high schools that compete later in the season to be able to find a competition that's able to be held and for them to showcase all their hard work in the season. So we're absolutely excited to be here and to be able to inform everybody on kind of our style and what we do here in the Eastern Panhandle and why it's so important for these athletes to be able to showcase. Yes.
I agree with you, Destiny. And Destiny and I come to these competitions every year to kind of see the talent that's going to be coming up to us at Jefferson High School and what we have to look forward to as far as our student athletes coming and potentially cheering at Jefferson or for other high school teams that might be competing against us.
Yes. And right now, we are still in warm-up. So the team warming up right this second. It's a little bit different than the performances that are going to happen. We have, at this point, we are with, let's see, this is still high school. And our middle school team we have right now is Taylor County. So a lot of these schools have traveled quite a few hours to be able to showcase their routines. So in the southern part of West Virginia, a lot of their middle schools compete earlier in the season, where our high schools that compete in the regional and state competitions, we compete in the October, November, December time frame. Whereas in southern West Virginia, because they transition into All-Stars pretty quickly, they are able to compete a little bit early in the season so that they can go ahead and go to their All-Star teams, which is a huge benefit for the Southern West Virginia teams. Here in the Eastern Panhandle, we're a little bit different. We go later in the season, so these coaches and athletes kind of have to stay healthy and determined and motivated from June all the way through now. We're in almost March. So it's a hard thing to kind of be able to conquer. And so we hope to eventually get to the status of being able to compete earlier in the season. It keeps everybody healthier. It lets them continue their skills to go into All-Stars. And so also that also helps us to benefits us later in the season or in the following season with skills.
That's right, Destiny. So in the southern parts of West Virginia, often when there are competitions held in October or November of the season, middle school teams will compete. Here in the Eastern Panhandle, that's not the case. In fact, in Berkeley County, where we are right now in Martinsburg, they don't even have middle school football cheer programs.
Correct.
So they are only basketball cheer teams, and therefore the later competition dates tend to work better for them because they don't even get their routines until after they have tryouts, say in November or December of that year. Also, in the state of West Virginia, there are rules regarding when you are able to compete with an all-star team. So at least for high school, you are not allowed to compete both at your high school and on an all-star team until after the state cheer competition, which is held the second week, the second Saturday of December.
Yes.
So sometimes the teams in this area are at a disadvantage compared to the teams that compete earlier in the season as well. They have more experience with competing.
That's exactly right. And in Southern West Virginia, they do have sports cheer all year round. So it definitely helps them to keep conditioned and keep their skills up. Again, like you said, with Berkeley County especially, they don't have anything really going on during basketball season where other teams are already preparing. Football. Where other teams are already preparing to get ready for this competition today.
That's right. So it's exciting to see these middle school teams, especially from our area. Destiny and I are always looking for potential talent that would come up to the high school level in the following year.
Yes, we love a good surprise.
We do. We love a good surprise, but we also like to see the middle school teams at these competitions and make it part of our routine as coaches to come to these so we can see what we're getting in the next few years.
Yes. And right now we have Charlestown Middle School warming up. I believe last year they actually did not compete routine. They only did technical and sideline. So this year for Coach Charlene, should be exciting for her, and she has an assistant coach with her today. And they will be able to compete in all divisions, which is nice to see for them.
Charlene Brown is the head coach of the Charlestown Panther team. She's been a head coach there. I feel like this might be her 5th year.
Yeah, she's been there for quite a bit.
Yes.
She did. She was a coach in Berkeley County, I believe, for North.
Okay.
Yes, for North or South years ago, and then she transitioned into Charlestown. I worked with them a little bit this year to help them with their routine, so I'm excited to see what they're going to do today.
Right. As high school coaches, we oftentimes will work with our middle school teams on outside days just to help them, to give some advice on technique and that type of thing.
Yeah.
Charlestown is traditionally a feeder school for our competition team in Jefferson County, which is Washington High School. But since the rules have changed in West Virginia and students are allowed to transfer between different schools within their county as long as their parents provide transportation for them, we get some talent from Charlestown as well. We had a couple kids that actually were on our state winning team this year that went to Charlestown and then came to us.
Yes.
Or went to Harper's Ferry and were in the district to go to Washington, but transferred and had their parents drive them to school every day to cheer for us.
Just depending on what side of the road you live on, depends on where you go.
You know, districts change all the time in counties based on school sizes and stuff. So we're excited to see Charlestown.
Yes. It's always nice to see the teams warming up and kind of gaining their confidence and getting a feel for the floor. This is one of the most important times just because you can kind of see your surroundings, see where you're kind of going to look at, and make sure your spacing's correct.
Make sure you don't come off the mat and tumble past, which we've had happen.
Right.
So the Panthers are a school that back when Destiny cheered in Jefferson County were at the top of their game. They were coached at that point by Stacy Patton. Yes. And she led them to statewide victories in the middle school competition.
Yes, they were definitely a force to be reckoned with. You knew who Charlestown was.
Yeah, and a lot of our current day coaches actually went to Charlestown and cheered. Didn't Samantha, the head coach at Martinsburg High School, cheer at Charlestown?
Yeah, she did. She did. Yes. She did at Charlestown, and then she did, of course, cheer gyms. And Stacey Patton coached.
Oh, that's right.
Yes, and then she was also at Jefferson.
Right, and oddly, a lot of the coaches that are working now as coaches actually did cheer under Samantha Baez's mom, Melissa.
Yes, Melissa.
Including my daughter, who doesn't coach, but Melissa coached all of you guys over at all-star team called the Cheer Gems that no longer exists.
Yes.
She's living in Florida, living the high life down there now.
Oh, we're here cold.
Exactly. But she is the OG as far as coaching in our area. Jefferson and Berkeley County cheer was never really a thing until Melissa started her all-star program.
Yeah, that's exactly
and now we have another great all-star program, the Epic cheerleading all-star that have kind of taken over and taken the reins from Melissa, and a lot of their coaches actually cheered for Melissa, too.
Yes, that's exactly right. Or I've been at the gym and kind of went under her wing. Yes. It's very nice.
Well, when I first started coaching, ages and ages ago, in 2003, Melissa was my choreographer at Shepherdstown Middle School.
Wow. So. I remember her coming in one time to Jefferson's practice to kind of help us clean up, and then she was just. Then she came to Martinsburg years after that.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. She was the head coach before Samantha was at Martinsburg.
And then Samantha took over from her mother.
Right, and so Melissa is Samantha's mother. Yes. So she was Melissa's assistant coach before she became head coach.
Yes. We have one more team to warm up, and then I believe the competition will start.
Right, and it's pretty much on schedule.
Yes.
It's about 10 minutes past 10, and the competition was due to start at 10.
Oh,
but
that's pretty good in the cheer world.
It is. In the cheer world, things happen where you get behind. The judges don't necessarily come on time, or safety checks don't go the way they're expected to.
Because you do have to change. So if you're in safety check and you've practice this for months, and they say it's illegal, you have to go on
you have to make quick changes.
Yes.
I don't think we are.
It's a big.
We would like to welcome scores from last year this event with Wesley Beck and Colleen Snyder, varsity coaches of the state champions from Jefferson High School. Make sure to make lots of noise for the team throughout the event. The Fan Spirit School Award will be decided by the SMU and Colleen. So before we begin the event, we just have a few things to go over. First, flash photography is strictly prohibited. This can endanger one of these athletes if a flash goes off at the wrong time. Proud noise makers and signs are not allowed. Programs, food concessions, flowers, 80 grams, 50-50, shirts, bows, and soul ties for purchase on home at the center. We have trash receptacles are stationed around the school. Please use them to throw away all concession items. And also a reminder that no smoking is allowed in the building. We have a loaded event and we have an amazing group of judges going to do that. Absolute best to keep the program rolling. If you need to step out to scratch them at any point, please wait until after the team on the floor finishes. Please do not walk in front of the judges or avoid the competition floor. There's a row section all behind the judges as a walkway, and doors will remain closed during performances. Alright, so that will conclude our announcements. So next we'll go ahead and introduce this year's Bulldog Shirtapalooza. So first we have the Bobcats at Captain Bridge Middle School. Of Charlestown Middle School. The Tigers of Chapmanville Middle School. The Eagles of Kingsville Middle School. The Cougars of Jefferson High School. Bulldogs of Martinsburg High School. The Devils of Martinsburg North Middle School. The Trojans of Martinsburg North Middle School. The Dragons of Mountain Bridge Middle School. Of Musselman High School. The Appleman of Musselman Middle School. The Vikings of Petersburg Middle School. Meadowland Middle School. The Cardinals of Shepherdstown Middle School. The Cardinals of Spring Mills High School. Patriots of Spring Mills Middle School.
Thinking about it, taking a lot of
The Knights of Taylor County Middle School. The Wolves of Warm Springs Middle School. And the Athletes of Mustangs of Wildwood Middle School. All right, so that will conclude the announcement of our teams this morning. As I have everyone stand for the playing of our national anthem.
Time to get this competition started.
So, Destiny, talk to me a little bit about how you think the first team is feeling back there.
Oh, well, going first has always been one of those things that no team wants to do. So
you like it, though.
I like to get it over with, just because, then you can sit and relax and, enjoy the rest of the competition. But when you're standing there and you're first, and it's always been kind of a little debate, do you get scored a little bit lower because the good judges are holding out to see what's to come? Or is it completely fair? But I just know that, if you are the first team and you have 19 teams competing or 15 for middle school, you know that there's going to be something different or something more or even something less. So how do you as a judge go ahead and give that initial score knowing that there's more to come? And for those teams standing there waiting, you just have a bunch of nerves. You just want to honestly vomit or run to the bathroom. It's awful.
So I think okay, so here we have our first team.
All right. This is Martinsburg North Middle School. And they are running out a little different today. They're running out kind of
as they
sections.
Call names.
Yeah.
So North is a Berkeley County school. Correct. So again, this is a team that just started for basketball season. They do not have cheer in Berkeley County during the football season. Yes. So a little less time together than a team that maybe comes from another part of the state or even Jefferson County.
Right. So sometimes that's good for injury, right? So you haven't been beating up your body, day in and day out for months and months, but you also haven't been able to develop that bond or, the strength
the experience together
that other teams have. So they will start with their technical.
They're waiting for the judges to give them the thumbs up that it's okay to start.
Judges are just getting ready, getting their papers ready.
So you'll notice that a girl will put her hand up, and the time for the technical cheer starts when her hand hits her leg.
Yes.
And you have between 30 and 40 seconds. If you go over, there's a safety deduction.
Judges are going to be looking for synchronized jumps, loudness,
tightness, and shear motion.
Transitions. The more transitions, usually the better, as long as they're nice and smooth. Smiles, expression.
You can't stunt or tumble during this technical cheer portion of the routine. And typically there is a 1 to 2 minute break while the judges score. We're about to begin.
Because he heard his hit. He's one of our filmers and a huge West Virginia cheer supporter. The kids in the back, the athletes in the back were also yelling hit. That is something that a lot of athletes and coaches will do for timers. Some teams love it, some teams not so much. But at competitions, you can always expect to hear a hit.
So, Destiny, now we can expect about a 2 minute delay while the judges score the technical cheer.
Yes, but they ran off the floor, so I'm guessing that they are only doing technical today.
Oh, okay.
Normally we would stay on the floor for that break.
That's a good point.
Unless Martinsburg's doing a little bit different, unless we're doing all technicals first and then doing all routine.
No, it says technical and open on the schedule.
Okay, so it looks like North Middle is only doing their technical today. So
some teams will decide just to do a cheer because they're not feeling adequately prepared maybe for the routine portion of the event.
Yes, we've heard a lot of talk about injuries or not being able to get the routine together as quick. I know that, again, going later in the season does make it a little harder to be able to keep your athletes safe and healthy, and then also motivated. You know, you're done and you're tired, even for just a month or two. You have a lot of things going on, and so it's hard to keep everything uniformed and ready to go.
Exactly. And in West Virginia, when in the years that you cheered, you would go right from the technical cheer into the routine portion.
There was no breathing room.
There was no breathing room, but they changed it ever since we started coaching together about 15 years ago.
Yes.
It's been this break because they give the technical cheer 30% of the points that are awarded today will come from the technical cheer. And the effort to try to make cheer more a central part of scoring in West Virginia cheer over things like tumbling and stunting, they weighted the portion of the cheer to 30% of your score. So they want you to judge, the judges to judge the cheer prior to the routine being performed so that they are not influenced by the level of tumbling and stunting that a team might put on.
And if you and another team were to tie, your cheer is very important. It's your tiebreaker.
Oh,
so it is huge. So, and you have been a huge part of that with our program. You know, it has to be tight and loud, and you have to smile. You have to tell your story and make it heard. You have to put it out there. And so we really, really try to make our kids understand that, like, this isn't a joke. This isn't just a motion or a jump. Like, this is your tiebreaker. And why would you lose just not being loud enough or tight enough or not, pointing your toes?
Expressive enough.
Right. And so you got to give it everything you have, just like you would do a whip pass or, your stunts or your routine or your dance. Your cheer, honestly, is even more important.
Right. Despite the fact that most cheerleaders are in it to tumble, stunt, dance in the routine, you are ultimately a cheerleader, which is why in the state of West Virginia they decided to emphasize the importance of that. And some of the things that the judges are looking for are, maybe you could speak to that.
Yeah, so like your cheer fundamentals, your motions and different things like that. That is a score of 5. And there's also comments on the right-hand side that spectators and parents don't get to see. The coaches and the judges, of course, get to see that. But they tell you if you have good precision or if you need to tighten up your motions or if you don't have enough variety in your jumps or in your transitions, your height, your pointed toes. So even if you're in the back left-hand corner, you are just as important as the person front and center because they're looking past that person. They want to see who is not at that same level or who is not smiling as much. You also have your motion technique. You can do a motion or a high V all day long, but if it's not in the correct position, you get points marked down. Precision of motions, how fast and how tight you can hit your motion and make a statement. I always tell our kids, it's like a sentence, right? You have to put a punctuation at the end of it. You can't do a run-on sentence when you're trying to do your routine, whether it's words or motions. And right now we have Charlestown Middle School taking the floor to do their technical cheer.
The Panthers are from Charlestown Middle School.
That is a Jefferson County team, so they have been together since football season.
Yes.
And I believe they are competing in the small division today.
Okay. And again, they are coached by Charlene Brown. Has a lot of family in cheer.
Yep.
I know that she is related to the Shepherdstown Middle School coach.
Yes.
It's a small cheer community here in the Eastern Panhandle.
Yes. Charlestown's adjusting their formation.
Judge is giving her thumbs up. With that Charlestown
team. Nice deep voices.
Yes, and I'll tell you something I noticed. I could really make out every word they said in their cheer.
They enunciated every word.
They were very enthusiastic cheerers in that technical cheer.
I feel like that technical cheer for them was stronger than last year's technical cheer.
Okay.
And I did last year's technical cheer.
I know you have a lot of affiliation with the Charlestown team.
I didn't
you
do
should
this
be
year,
very proud.
Yes. They came up with their cheer all on their own. I think the assistant coach that they have this year has been really involved with them. And so
she came up with the cheer?
I believe so, or helped them create the cheer. And she is a very, this is how we do it kind of coach. And we're going to do it till it's right. So that's been great for them. And her and Charlene seem to have a great relationship in coaching this team.
Oh, that's great to see. I know that Charlene has had several assistant coaches in her time as head coach at Charlestown, and sometimes the inconsistency in coaching can really impact your abilities as a team, as in all sports, I'm sure.
Yes, and I believe there's another, either a band competition or something going on, so they wanted to go early on in the competition, so that some of the kids, I believe, have to leave, maybe come back for the sideline portion, but I know that she was saying that some of the kids were either going to arrive late or have to leave a little bit early, and so they were trying to get a prime spot so that they, which normally isn't done, but when you have another athlete in something school affiliated, then it's an exception.
Our cheerleaders are well-rounded.
Yes.
Okay, so now we get to see the pause between technical cheer and routine, and I just saw Charlene kind of wave her arms and tell her team to relax because you can't be all pumped up for the routine right now. You got a little bit of a pause.
We tell our kids to envision everything hitting, walk through the steps.
Tie your shoes, please.
Yes, you're not allowed to sit unless you're just tying your shoe.
Exactly. Do not let us see you sit on the floor.
At this point, you just want that music to play.
Right.
You just want it
to
be done.
Talk to me a little bit about how you feel Charlene is feeling at this point.
Oh, it's awful. You honestly wonder, why am I doing this? Why did I sign up for this?
We say that every year. Okay, it looks like they might be ready.
Yeah.
Or is the crowd just...
Yeah, they're trying to keep them pumped because every athlete knows at this point in time it's just nerve-wracking. You just want to run off the floor at this point.
Please let it be over.
And we always say, look the judges in their eye. Make them feel. Yeah.
Oh, it's ready to start.
All right, here we go.
So again, a cheerleader will designate the start by an arm up. Okay, maybe not.
A lot of attitude.
Right. That's one thing I'm noticing is great expression.
Yeah. All right.
Oh, a save over there.
Yes, twist cradle.
Good for them. Some round off back
Yeah, pretty good
handsprings to the
timing
back.
too.
Yes.
Baskets. You know, in middle school, you cannot trick in your basket, so they have to do
did not know that.
a straight ride, which I had them twisting, and then we had to change it.
Some more tumbling.
Yeah.
Front walker
It looks
to
pretty
double,
good.
triple.
Yeah, back handspring.
Yes.
All right, 180 twist up to prep.
Little hop over in the back there. Give some style to the routine.
A lot of sass. I love it.
Yeah. They all look like they're enjoying themselves, which I love to see. That's what it's about. Okay.
They're trying to get back into it. There we go.
Yes. Okay. Okay, hold her up.
She said, not today.
Not today.
You're not coming down today.
Nope. Good for them.
Yes.
Often a judge will appreciate a good save.
Yes. Time for the dance.
Yes, I love the way the crowd always claps along with the cheerleader. You've done it. You've made it through this routine. And now have some fun. Sass and the girl in the middle.
Know. She has a lot of sass. All right, Charlestown.
Yes, I felt like they did very well.
They did.
Destiny.
Very well.
Good
Transitions
job.
were nice and clean. Lots
Now
of
you'll
smiles.
notice one of the judges walking up from the back. I actually know who that is. That's Charlene Bryan, who's one of my good friends, and the former coach at Washington High School is also a judge.
Yes.
And in this competition, she has the role of a safety judge. So what that means is she is looking for violations of safety regulations.
Yes.
And she will sit in the back so she can catch things in the back. And there's another safety judge
head
that
safety
sits.
judge,
The
yeah.
head safety
Yep.
judge sits in the middle at the front, and they compare notes, and that's what they're doing right now to see if there's anything that Charlestown maybe did that
Deducted points.
that they had points deducted for. That's right.
And what they're also looking at is that they're not double deducting, right? So they want
Yes.
to make sure that it's the same deduction and that we're not doing it twice to make their score go down a little bit more, which is nice that they do that.
It is,
Yeah.
because that left-handed stunt that they did a great save,
Yeah.
make it what's called a bobble deduction, which is between 2 and 5 points for not quite sticking it.
Yes.
And they want to make sure that both safety judges do not deduct that
Yeah, that's
from
exactly
the total
right.
score.
Yes, but Charlestown should be extremely proud. They had a lot of energy on the floor.
I
They were
thought
nice
they
and
were
tight.
fabulous.
Yes, they were entertaining. That's
Yes.
the one thing. You know, we say, yeah, you can mess up. They don't know what you're supposed to do. You just have to
Exactly.
look like that's what you're supposed to do and own it.
They look strong. I saw some shimmies.
I know.
I saw a lot of smiling, and I am happy about it.
It's funny because the point dancer was not there at the beginning. And
She wasn't the point
she
or wasn't on the
point.
team?
No, she
Oh.
wasn't the point. And so that she had so much sass and attitude that they made her point dancer. And that's like any
Yes, way to
athlete.
be.
You don't have to accept your position. You can move up as long as you give what the coaches and judges are looking
Never
for.
take defeat.
That's exactly right. Okay. All right, and at this time, while we're waiting for the judges to calculate their open routine, we will go to a commercial break.
See you in a minute.
Helping families is my passion. It's what I love to do. Hi, I'm Cheryl Yates with ERA Liberty Realty. I've established a reputation for making your journey simple regardless of your price point. They say it takes a village, so I work closely with other professionals in the industry to make your experience a smooth one from start to finish.
We're so happy that we chose Cheryl Gates with ERA Liberty Realty to help us during our buying and selling process. If you would like a 5-star experience from top to bottom, choose Cheryl Yates.
As an Eastern Panhandle native, I possess an insight and knowledge of the area that is essential to reaching your goals. Whatever your real estate needs may be, remember me. I'm the key to buying or selling your home.
In NCAA Division II, student athletes leave a lasting impression on their communities. That's because Division II student athletes want to make a difference and truly be part of their surrounding communities. Through community engagement, thousands of student athletes from various backgrounds interact with community members who view them as role models. This interaction leaves a positive and perhaps even life-changing impression on all those involved. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
Hi, I'm Jeremy Atkins, broadcast announcer with Home Team Sports TV, sales consultant here at O'Pecken Motors. Make a fast break to 838 East Moeller Avenue in Martinsburg. Come see me for a slam dunk.
Now we have
review.
Cape and Bridge Middle School. They are going to be doing their technical and their open routine today. They're up next.
I think Cape and Bridge is from Hampshire County, which is about an hour and a half from here.
Yeah.
So they've traveled a little bit, and sometimes you have to do that in cheer to find competition.
You do, yes. You go anywhere that there's a competition. Lord knows we do.
So we'll start again with their technical cheer.
Thumbs up. And as you can see, there's a different speed from Charlestown's technical to Cape and Bridge. And sometimes that's appreciated more by the judges, and sometimes it's not.
Judges' subjectivity.
That's exactly right. And so you may, as a judge, think that that was cleaner than Charlestown because Charlestown had more motions, but then at the same time, Charlestown would be a little bit more difficult.
Yes.
So you just have to.
They had more transitions.
Yes.
A little bit more heightened energy. Though I did notice that Cape and Bridge, again, had a lot of smiles. That's an important thing to a judge.
Very clean.
As hard as they try to make it not subjective, judging in cheer obviously is a little more subjective than it would be in another sport, like, say, basketball, football, where you just count points. Yep. In cheer, it's a score sheet that relies on judges' opinions, etc.
Yes.
And as we go through the day, we'll try to talk a little about what makes up a score in cheer and how it's changed this year.
Yes.
It used to
big
be
difference.
There is a big difference this year. It used to be that, and again, we're waiting for the judges to score the technical part of the cheer before they start the open routine. Scores used to come out of a total of 400 points, and this year it changed, and the score is only out of 100.
Correct. And the issue with that this year has been that your safety deductions didn't really change. So
they're much more weighted this year.
So as if you had a small mistake, it could cost you everything.
Exactly. And we've had judges say that though they thought other teams deserved victories this year, teams that were the cleanest actually because of the safety deductions actually would win.
Yes.
So they are going to look at that. In the spring they meet every year, and they're going to re-look at the safety deductions.
Which would be really nice, yes.
So the girls are
ready
to go.
At this point, see, I would be like shaking my shoulders, trying to get loose, but at this point, I think they just want to be done.
Exactly.
The nerves are set in.
I see their coach over at the music with DJ Upson, our DJ here at today's event.
Yes.
One of your coaches has to press the music for your open routine. Normally it's Destiny who does it for us.
I usually do a little bit of a countdown when I see that hand go up because it's a huge thing. We had Wheeling Park, again, they had a music mess up at States. And it's
2 years ago.
Yeah, it was a huge deduction. And so as a coach...
The head safety judge.
All right, here we go.
Basket in the back.
Yes. Again, they are not allowed to trick. They can only straight ride.
Good to know.
Yes.
Some jumps in the middle of the routine. You see that sometimes.
Yes. All right, some back walkovers.
In the front there.
Something I could never do.
And you were a great tumbler. All right.
Flyers are super cute.
2-man preps.
All
up to full extension QPs.
And nice dismount.
Very well timed.
Coach is happy. Thumbs up.
Awesome. Cartwheel. Front walkovers in the front here. Another toss in the back.
All right, round off top.
Round off top coming through the front. Good for her.
She said, "You may fly me, but I can also tumble."
Takes all parts. Okay, so over on the left we had was that a 180? Okay.
All right, we saved it back to sponge.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it won't cost as much because they didn't fall all the way down. Okay, a show and go there. Oh, cute.
Cute, yeah.
They're a little bit of a smaller team, so they're being very creative with their stunting.
And very clean. Like, they make sure you know what they're doing.
Exactly. Now we get to the fun part, the dance. All of them are smiling, which I love to see.
Yes. Little hip motion.
Yes. Some somersaults in the front.
All right.
Very nice job, Cape and Bridge.
I bet they came this morning, so they probably were up pretty early.
Exactly. Traveling and cheer is a big thing.
Yes. And it can be hard to wake up that early, get here, have to do safety check, warm up, and then compete. It's hard on your body. So we always try to do the night before so that they're well rested and it's only like a 15, 20 minute or even a halfway drive for us.
Some of the programs aren't as well funded maybe as we are at Jefferson, so they may have been told they had to come this morning.
Right.
And I bet there were nerves keeping them up last night as well.
No
so
one
they
ever
probably didn't sleep very well, right? Including the coaches.
Yes.
So some of the things the judges are looking for in the open portion of the routine are subjective and some aren't so much. Can you speak maybe a little about the difficulty in stunting and tumbling that the judges are looking for?
Yeah, so your tumbling execution is worth 10 points, meaning so you can throw the same skill as another team, but if it doesn't look as pretty and doesn't present kind of technically correct, your score will go down. And so they want to see, legs together on back handspring, tuck form correct, your passes to be kind of elongated instead of kind of a short pass. You also get more points based off of group tumbling. So if you can send 3 doing the same pass, it's going to be more impressive than a team that sends just one person across the floor doing that.
As long as they're in sync with
That's
each
exactly
other.
right. That's a huge point. Tumbling difficulty. So, we are given a sheet at the beginning of the year that we look at and we evaluate through everything about what levels and how you can get these points. So, you may have a level 3, which is, multiples to tuck, but you can, if you put a whip pass at the end of that, you can now hit to a level 4. But then if you no-hand it, meaning you can do round up back handspring like tuck, or in West Virginia we call it bounders, now you're at elite. And sometimes you can hit some bonus points. And did we ever see those bonus points? We're not quite sure. But you are able to actually hit that number. So just because you can get up to these points, it doesn't mean that you always hit it just because you did the skill. There's a lot of things that come into it, whether how it looks.
Well, it's the subjectivity.
That's exactly right.
So in the attempt to make the scoring of cheer more objective, the WVSSAC, which is our ruling cheer body, decided to award these points based on difficulty, kind of in an all-star way. But again, like you said, execution being worth 10 and difficulty 5 still allows a great deal of subjectivity with the judging.
Yes.
So I think sometimes there is some ignorance about what should win and shouldn't. But if you look at the score sheets, you and I have had these discussions where we feel like it's pretty legit who wins and who doesn't win, as long as you know what the judges are looking for and how the scores are being tallied.
Look, we are those coaches that study the score sheet in and out.
Yes.
You have some judges that kind of rely on their choreographer, rely on know, other people, but we rely on ourselves because we are who is going to put this product out there, right? And our name is on it, and these kids are working hard, so why not give them the best setup possible?
That's right.
And so we really do look into how to hit the score sheet. Yes.
Exactly. And I'm sure, especially the more experienced coaches know that they need to look at the score sheet. And the score sheet changes every year.
It does.
There is a meeting of a committee, a cheer committee, every year, and they change judging and score awarding of points every year. They change safety rules every year, and you have to be on top of that as a coach to know what to put out on the floor.
You do. All right, at this time we will go to commercial break. We'll be right back. Actually, we're going to stay.
So now we have South Middle. So this is another Berkeley County team. They are also located in Martinsburg, and I believe that they are right behind us at the middle school, right behind Martinsburg High School.
Oh, yes, I think you're right. And this is our first team of the day with palms.
Yes, and those palms are gorgeous.
I know.
Very pretty palms.
Very pretty. I believe we are still in the small category.
It looks like it.
Yes. I believe it's going to go small first and then kick into large.
Of course, it's not designated, so
large. Yeah.
So 8 cheerleaders on the floor. Again, we look for the arm up.
There you go.
Time starts. Very loud for such a small team. They were loud for an 8-person team. I'm impressed.
Yes, and that's the thing. Times have changed in cheer. It used to be you only could compete 13, and then when you were in middle school, you were trying to compete as many as possible.
Like in the 20s.
Yes, yes. And then now, once they, I guess after COVID, really, it kind of changed where, even our high schools at regional level are competing in 7, 8,
1
9,
or 2
10.
stunt groups, yeah.
So it's really changed in West Virginia. And that also, on the score sheet,
yes,
there's no difference in high school, at least with small and large. When you compete at the regional and state level,
exactly.
You're going against
you can
the same
have
people.
no more than 13,
Correct.
but you can have under 13.
Yes.
You can compete with 1.
Right. Yeah, and if you want a stunt, all you need is 4.
Exactly, and I think one of the things that they need to address in the scoring is that levels of difficulty points awarded are based on the number total on your team. So you can have a varsity AAA team whose school has, say, 1,600 students in it, and they can compete 7 in 1 stunt pod if they want to, and they are awarded no less points than a team that competes 3 stunt pods and has therefore triple the risk level
exactly
of falls,
right. Yes.
etc.
Yes.
So that's one thing that we hear a lot of controversy about in the state. Now, in the middle school level, I'm not sure only having 1 or 2 stunt pods makes that much of a difference.
I agree.
Because they're younger athletes, less developed.
Yes.
And safety always first.
Yes, and they have to have free hands. So anything above an
That's
extension or above a prep, you have to have a free hand
So whenever
spotter.
you go to full extension 2 or 1 leg, you have to have that freestand
hand
spot.
yes.
And all they do is stand there. In case the stunt were to fall, they would be available to help catch, but oddly, you get marked off if you're a freehand spot.
If you need to save,
catch.
right?
So some of the rules don't make a whole lot of sense.
We just follow them.
Yep.
Judges are finishing up here.
Trying to give as much attention to the cheer as they can.
Yes. Again, it's their tiebreaker.
All right, here we go.
Thumbs up.
Head safety judge gave the thumbs up.
Very cute.
Oh, that's a nice move.
Yeah.
I like the unique move. It's important to remember many of these teams, it's their first time competing.
Yes, that's exactly right. I think I
Nerves
would
have
say
gotta be
more than
there.
half of these teams have not competed.
Especially your
this year.
Eastern Panhandle teams where
Yes.
competition got canceled earlier in the year. Okay, some shoulder
That was
sit.
cute. A little spin around.
Okay, so we have some prep level 1 leg, liberties.
This one over here has a really pretty smile.
Yes. I've seen some great smiles.
Yeah.
Little hair flip. Moving and
Yes,
prep
and that's
leg.
actually pretty difficult. Very easy to trip over your other base's foot.
Your timing has to be good.
Yes. All right.
A double standing back handspring.
And she comes again.
I think we got a tumbler in the middle. Shimmy.
Little show and go action. All right, we have a forward spin at Liberty into an air miss.
Yes.
I think it's our first full 1 leg of the day.
And I think this might be their pyramid.
Yeah.
So way to be ingenious with a smaller group.
Yes.
To still put up a pyramid. Some creative choreography.
All right,
here we go.
palms.
Oh, wonderful. Yes. I like the juxtaposition of the white palm on the black uniform.
Yes, it stands out.
It really stands out.
That nice sparkle. All right.
Yeah.
Good job, Sal.
Good job.
Coach is happy. She jumped up. I think Samantha was helping them out until they found the replacement coach. I'm not exactly sure the situation. But yeah, she was helping them out a little bit. She was posting about them and how proud she was. So that's great.
Samantha being the Martinsburg High School head coach.
Yes.
So a lot of times the high school coaches will go in and help out the feeder middle schools. first of all, the middle schools will look up to the high school teams, so you have a little pool if you're the coach there.
Yeah.
And you want to see your middle schools develop as teams, because that's the talent that you're getting at the high school level.
That's exactly right. And you want them to be familiar with you and know your coaching style and your expectations, so that they know that when you come up to high school, it's no joke.
Right, and that they're practicing, say, jump approaches or stunting the same way that they will have to do at high school.
That's exactly right. Because it takes a long time to re-teach that. You know, in middle school, a lot of the times the coaches like to teach them technique differently, and we always say that when you come to us, it's not that it is wrong, it's just that we need to switch it to us.
It's the Jefferson style now.
And at this time, we are going to go ahead and go to commercial.
Hi, I'm Jeremy Atkins, broadcast announcer with Home Team Sports TV, sales consultant here at O'Pekin Motors. Make a fast break to 838 East Moeller Avenue in Martinsburg. Come see me for a slam dunk of a deal.
Sir, go ahead and sign right there, and you can take your brand new XT4 home.
All right.
Thank you very much,
Yes,
sir. There you go.
All right.
In NCAA Division II, community engagement is an initiative at all 25 national championships because student-athletes want to give back while competing for a national title. Over the course of the year, Division II student-athletes have an opportunity to leave a lasting impression in local communities throughout the country. Whether Division II student-athletes are volunteering at hospitals, schools, after-school care programs, foster homes, or retirement villages, they make a difference in the lives of others. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
Being a champion takes more than skill, more than endless drills, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the heart to give it your all, the agility to thrive from any angle, and the relentless drive to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create, and the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
All right, we have Robert L. Bland Middle School. They are a huge powerhouse. Like
in the state, they are.
Yes.
Middle school powerhouse.
And their uniforms are always pretty trendy.
Yes, I love the side skirt.
Yes.
And they've got
great.
A little camo
They
wrap,
do.
which reminds me of our Special Forces year.
Yes, we did that maroon and black camo.
Yeah, 2021 year. State runners up.
Very nice. So this is one of those teams that actually keeps competing all year. So they can compete.
Yes, because they did compete in the fall as well.
Yeah. They usually are a powerhouse in tumbling and voices.
believe they're from the Clarksburg area.
Yes, I think they feed into Lewis. I could be wrong. Nice extended jumps.
Love it.
Nice team roll.
Love any patriotic theme.
Yes. That full team roll was nice for their transition. That will give them some nice points.
It's an unusual transition in a cheer.
Yes, and hard because you can't touch, right?
Right.
And, well, at least I think now accidental touching is okay. But as a full, if they were all kind of running into each other, which a lot of teams can't get that together, it would have been some deductions for them. But no, they look great.
They do look great. And they come from a part of the state where cheer is
dominant.
Dominant.
Yes. That's all they do. It's tumble, cheer, tumble, cheer.
It is.
I think they eat dinner.
Well, exactly, because you think about it, they're a year-round team. Not a year-round team, but they also have a football program. But they've been competing since high school teams have been competing in October.
Yes. And they also are released earlier for All-Stars. So they have quite a few All-Star teams in their area. And so once middle school is released, they can do both. They can then do both. So I'm not exactly sure when that cutoff is. Usually you get a paper and it tells you when you can join. For high school, it's after regionals if you don't go into the state, tournament, and then after states, then you can go in. But for middle school, because they're so long, they do have a date where they are cut to be able to do both. And a lot of them take that advantage, and they do both. It keeps them ready for both.
And it shows because their athleticism is in that part of the state is evident.
Yes.
And those uniforms are so sparkly
they
on the floor.
Are, and I love that gray.
I know. Yeah. Despite that, though, look at all the sparkles.
Yeah.
And that side skirt, I got to tell you, love it.
That's been a huge trend. You know, it's like an A-line tight fit skirt on the left side, and then it goes into kind of a flare on the right side. They're definitely trying to make a statement.
They are.
And they used to compete pretty.
Vision, you're right.
Yeah, and I think that with the trend of going smaller, you put your kind of your best athletes out there if you can. I think they're kind of following that trend here. But it's still a nice team out there. It's still, I think, 11, I believe.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11.
Yeah.
Yep.
So they should do well.
And it looks like they're starting in 3 stunt groups.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what the formation.
With middle school, again, you have to have free hands for certain ones. So we'll see how they kind of get creative with these.
For any full extension, I think you have to have a free hand. That's right.
And it's funny because I haven't really noticed the free hands that much, like out there on the floor. So, all right, they're getting ready. Here we go. Looks like it's going to 180 up. Yep.
Nice.
Very cute.
Now, see, that adds to the level of difficulty.
Yes.
So people who don't know cheer might not realize that that is a much more difficult skill
than going straight up.
Nice round off backhand
pretty technique-wise.
And see, that would score high in execution because those were well done.
Yes,
wow,
standing
whip pass in the middle. Nice. And that was well executed
I think
as
it's our first whip pass of the day.
I think so, too.
All right, looks like we're going to our elite stunt.
And because they only have 11 and need a free hand, you'll notice they have 2.
Right. Oh, we tick-tocked.
We did. Tick-tock down.
Yes. And at the middle school level, you can only tick-tock at a prep level. You cannot tick-tock at an extension level. So
did not know that.
They're definitely hitting their score sheet.
Full extension QP, shell
and
goes,
twist down.
And then a twist out to prep.
All right.
Oh, that was unique.
Yes. Very nice handstand front roll.
Once you've watched cheer for a while, you appreciate
all right, cartwheel top.
Yes.
Switch up the front stretch to bow.
To bow.
Here we go, scorps.
Some nice back extension.
Yes.
Scales.
They just don't stop.
This is a very fast-paced
Yes.
middle school routine. Did you see the
Yeah,
aerial in the middle?
very nice. Very pretty. Multiples to tuck.
Yes.
Here comes that whip
There.
pass. Oh, we got bounders.
Okay.
Into an extended pass. All right, last pass.
Nice long pass.
I don't even think they're tired.
They sure don't look it. They
Right.
definitely have some conditioning
Very
going on at their
cute.
practices. Oh, what a nice, yes. Just hitting that full extension and coming down.
Yes.
So you must not need a free hand for that.
They're connected, I believe.
Okay. And here we go with the dance.
Lots of
energy. And tight.
Yes. And fast.
Some attitude in the front.
Yes.
There.
Very nice.
And on a salute.
Very
Keeping
nice.
that patriotic theme going the whole time.
Yes. And, I'm not 100% always sure on, like, the rules with middle school and high school, but I believe that because they're connected in the pyramid, there's a brace there that they don't have to have a free hand on the outside.
That makes perfect sense.
But, no, they did a great job.
They really did. And you know that you and I are big fans of the theme.
Yes.
So anytime that there's a little bit of a difference in a cheer team, either a unique move or a theme or some kind of creative choreography, after you've been in cheer for a long time, you really appreciate that.
Yes. And some people love or hate it. We
Exactly.
go through different years where people love our theme or hate our theme, or they're like, why do you even need to do a
haters
theme?
and lovers.
Yes,
yeah.
that's exactly right. But we feel like the kids need something to believe in. Everyone has to hit the score sheet. Everyone's going to try to hit the score sheet. So why not do it and give you something to watch?
Right, something a little different. And when you and I first started coaching together way back in 2010, we would go to states and we would see teams that had minimal themes,
Yes.
and we would be like, wow, that really caught our eye.
Yes.
So a few years ago, we decided to make it more fun for us as coaches and come up with some theming ideas, and we really found that our athletes bought into
They
it.
did. They
So
really
we have
did.
continued that.
And even if they don't buy into it right away, they do by the mid-season.
Right,
They're
at
ready.
first they feel a little silly
Yes.
sometimes, but normally by the end they have bought in. And we have noticed that the theme idea has spread a little
It
in
has,
the state.
yes. It has. I mean, I think, what is the one team did the boxing theme this year, which I loved.
Yeah,
the judge
and then
theme.
there was, it's a double-A team. Was it? Oh, it's Lincoln, the state.
The judges. Yeah, they did the judge
They did
theme,
the judging,
courtroom.
all right.
Yeah, that was super cute.
I loved it, and I wish we had thought of it.
Yeah. It was
good.
super cute. And Robert Upland's back in. Hopefully
Crying.
they're feeling good.
I think those are tears of joy. I
They
don't think
should
there's
be.
anything to be disappointed about with that routine.
And as you can see, the level of tumbling and the extension and TikToks that they're doing already. Again, they're preparing all year, whether it's All-Star or in their school. They don't stop at all.
They don't, and they're preparing themselves for their all-star teams and also for their high school teams. But that's one of the things that leads to controversy in cheer, is that people don't understand that having that number of athletes that can do those more elite tumbling skills, having those more elite style stunts in a routine will mean you score higher with
yes,
the judges.
Yes.
So though they may not have areas that aren't as clean, though they did,
They
Bland
did,
definitely
yes.
was
Very
very
fast,
clean.
very clean.
But some routines may not be as clean as an easier routine, but it will score
Higher.
higher because of those levels of difficulty.
Yes, exactly right. Well, they did a great job. They should be super proud. The coaches should be
right.
proud.
Now, they were super clean. I wasn't.
Yes.
Yeah.
At this point in time, once we hit, we're texting our choreographer.
Right.
Or
What'd you
sending him a selfie.
Right. And their coach is probably back there doing the same
That's exactly
thing.
right. And as a coach, right, all you can point out is what you did wrong, right?
Exactly.
That person was late. That person didn't extend. That person, and as a spectator, you don't know. You know?
You don't see those things.
No,
and
the
I
small
felt like
things.
they put on a great performance.
They did.
Having seen it for the first time today, I was impressed.
Yes.
I've been impressed with a lot of the teams today.
Yes, I have to. All right. Well, we will go to commercial break, and we'll be right back. Now we have Warm Springs Middle School taking the floor for their technical and their routine. And they have palms as well. They are
Love
the
a palm.
wolves. Yes. We
We've never used palms in our routine just because of the logistics of getting them on and off the mat.
Oh, really? With the 6 different signs we got going on? We got too many signs to put a palm out there. I blame you on all the signs. All right, they're going to start
the head coach.
All right, middle girl's looking around.
Making sure her team is ready to go.
Yes.
Because she ultimately decides when it starts.
That's exactly right. All right.
I like the ending.
Yeah, a little extra to end it.
Now, one thing to keep in mind with the technical cheer, again, it's worth 30% of your total score, is that you cannot stunt or tumble in that.
Correct.
It used to be that you were not allowed to even touch each other. Now they've initiated a rule. Again, it changes every year at that April meeting, that you can have what they call incidental touching.
Yes.
So if there's a mistake and you brush shoulders or...
It can't be choreographed.
It can't be intentional.
Yes.
That's exactly right.
And we still kind of just say don't touch. You're looking like you're coming pretty close.
Right.
Don't touch.
Because, again, subjectivity. One judge might think it was intentional.
And you cannot fight your score. Like, you can afterwards, but there's no change in it. And what the judges, say or put down, it stays. It sticks.
It does.
So.
You can complain all you want on social media, and your score will remain the same.
Yeah.
It is very rare. In fact, I'm not sure that it's ever happened in the state of West Virginia that they will overturn.
There was a team, I think, Brian Gravely's team.
Yeah, but that was a music thing,
and
okay. they didn't overturn the score. They just allowed them to compete at states that year. That was a Panther team.
Huh. I did like their opening kind of outburst formation. I like kind of a close, and then all of a sudden you just see everyone come out. That was nice.
Again, the choreography made it seem a little different than a traditional technical cheer.
And you do have to be careful about who you pick as your choreographer, because your choreography and creativity is 10 points. So you have to trust that person with the vision that you have, and that your team can execute it correctly and well enough to score. I mean, because that's an easy 10 if you make sure that everything looks good and your pace is pretty fast. And
again, we're talking 10 out of 70 now,
right?
Because 30 of those points are awarded for technical cheer.
Wow.
So
and again, that's what the new score sheet. Yeah, 10's a lot, and we usually get 9s and 10s. So
we did this year.
Yeah. They're waiting for the judges at this time. I wish they would kind of stand up and shake it off and hand clap, hug each other, know each other. They got each other's back.
Right, and their coach is not right in front of them. She's over again because she has to press the music.
Yes.
And I guess some of these teams don't have assistant coaches.
Yeah.
Because
it's hard to find coaches.
Mm-hmm. The pay's not great for the number of hours that you spend with the kids.
Right.
You really have to have a love of the sport.
Definitely not for the money.
No. We have a lot of fun together. Oh, here we go. Thumbs up.
All right. Little ripple.
So they're starting with the dance.
Yeah.
You normally don't see your dance first, so there's a little creativity with the choreography as well.
Yeah, nice show and go there. More choreography in the front.
Some full extensions.
Oh, look at the level. Yeah.
I liked it with the 3 different levels.
You do have to get creative.
I think we might have had a mishap there with the twist.
But she just got out and kept going. It's cute.
It is cute. I love the addition of that line dance.
All right, a little ripple effect there.
They seem to be really enjoying their routine, which is always fun to see. 180 up. Now, on a dismount like that, you really have to watch that you don't do what they call invert, which is if the flyer's head goes below the shoulder level of the bases, that can be a huge safety deduction. There's a basket.
And again, it is up to the safety judge to determine whether they think that you could not have fully, but if they see you in the little glimpse of an inversion, especially in the middle school, you cannot invert at all. In high school, you can some, depending on your grips.
There's a little bit more flexibility with that. Okay, we must have some featured tumbling here.
All right, nice little layout.
Some more dancing, which is super fun for the kids. Okay, so Warm Springs Middle School. Nice
now
job.
that handstand down to the floor there, where she handstand and 180 twist down, I'm curious to see if they think, because you have to have your hands down before your knees or your butt hit.
And don't you also have to have a back spot on your back, one of their arms above bra level?
If it's in a stunt, yes, but in her dance, that last piece where she did that handstand and fell straight down to her butt, I wonder if that will be a deduction. And it looks like the safety judges are talking about some things. I wonder if that will be a deduction from that handstand straight down.
Just like you can't go down directly to your knees without hands first, you cannot go down directly to your butt either.
And some things are negotiable. Like with the judges, they'll talk about it. Sometimes they'll pull out their book and they'll look.
And if there's ever a question, they at least tell the judges they should always err on the side of the cheer team. But sometimes things are pretty obvious, and you have to get the safety deduction.
And at this point, we will go to commercial break.
In NCAA Division II, student athletes leave a lasting impression on their communities. That's because Division II student athletes want to make a difference and truly be part of their surrounding communities. Through community engagement, thousands of student athletes from various backgrounds interact with community members who view them as role models. This interaction leaves a positive and perhaps even life-changing impression on all those involved. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
Hi, I'm Jeremy Atkins, broadcast announcer for Home Team Sports TV, sales consultant here at Opequon Motors. Make a fast break to 838 East Moeller Avenue in Martinsburg. Come see me for a slam dunk of a deal.
Sir, go ahead and sign right there, and you can take your brand new XT4 home.
All right.
Thank you very much,
Yes,
sir. There you go.
All right.
In NCAA Division II, community engagement is an initiative at all 25 national championships because student athletes want to give back while competing for a national title. Over the course of the year, Division II student athletes have an opportunity to leave a lasting impression in local communities throughout the country. Whether Division II student athletes are volunteering at hospitals, schools, after-school care programs, foster homes, or retirement villages, they make a difference in the lives of others. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
Being a champion takes more than skill, more than endless drills, more
All
than
right,
using your
we
head.
have Petersburg Middle School taking the floor. Very pretty uniforms. This is still our small division.
And Petersburg's another team that traveled from a little bit of a distance to get here. They have the same colors as Petersburg High School.
And they are doing black shoes. Huh.
Oh.
Traditionally, cheer has always done white, and then you have a couple all-star teams that have done
Branch
black.
to the black.
Yeah. Lots of attitude.
Yes, I love the end. How it rose in enthusiasm. Very solid cheer.
Very nice.
Again, that goes to say there are differences in tempo with a lot of these teams, and it's all, again, judges' preference.
It is, because, again, one judge may think that that's more clean. The other judge may appreciate the pace of a faster cheer and more motions, faster
More
motions.
transitions.
Yes. But, again, it's subject. They're information, but not really, like, set in stone and still. They're kind of loose and trying to get ready, get their mind set.
Just wishing it would end.
Yeah, it looks like they've done this before. There's lots of middle school competitions kind of in their area and you know, the other parts of West Virginia. Again, this is one of the only Eastern Panhandle competition we have going on this year. There's been a lot going on with different teams, new coaches, and different things like that. And to run a competition takes a good bit of work. You got to get your judges in. Martinsburg always does it big. You know, they have 5 or 4 different vendors going on.
But they didn't start big, and that you know, that's a lesson learned. They started off pretty small.
Oh, yeah.
I know Samantha, one of her assistant coaches, Stephanie Reel, I see her over there, is largely responsible for running this competition.
Yes.
And she's, through the years, they've gained the number of teams, they've gained experience,
The
and now
respect
it's
of the competition.
the respect. People come from all over the state now for this.
And it's great because it allows, you know, even the high school teams that have JVs or other teams to compete and to keep them going.
Right.
Their varsity teams to do stunt pods and different things like that. So it keeps them going. Normally our varsity like competition team, our state champs, would do a stunt pod or something. This year we've kind of let them break just because it's a long season.
It was a long season
Yes.
this year. It's a lot of rebuilding to be done.
We have our game day here. They will be competing today, so we're excited to see kind of where they're at.
Exactly.
Yes.
It's Coach Dawn, one of the other assistant coaches at Jefferson. It's her team's first day to compete.
Yes, very first
So
day.
we are excited to see them at the end of the routine
Yes, I
portion
think they're
of the
last.
competition.
Judges are still tallying there. And it's funny because you have this group of judges, and then behind the scenes you have a group of talliers, right? And it's always so difficult to get these the tallies right. It's hard to add it all up. You have to.
You
just
and I
keep
have
going.
tallied together at a comp or
It's one
two.
thing I will not do ever again.
No, it was headache-inducing.
It was. Even
I'm
though
sure
you have
we
a
did the best
calculator.
job at it
I
either.
know.
I think the safety judge had to come in
back
and
in, yeah.
re-tally. You heard somebody in the crowd just say facials.
Oh, it's huge. It's important.
It's a big part of the enjoyment of watching.
Facial expression and cheer is 5 points. I mean,
Yes.
and then your projection, spirit, and showmanship is 10 in your routine. That's a
Exactly.
lot.
Overall effect, it goes into that
Yeah.
part of the score too.
So you, here we go.
Back handspring tuck in the center there.
They're talking to each other. We love mat talk. It's a huge thing. Oh, very nice. Wow. Very fast, too.
Clearly, some of their crowd knows the music.
Yes.
Love
This ain't
crowd
no fairy
involvement.
tale.
Exactly. Nice tumble sequence. So again, one of the things the judges are looking for in a full squad tumbling portion would be how in sync the athletes are with each other.
Yes.
That goes into their execution.
All right, we have a whip pass. Little hands down there.
That may cost a point or two.
She got right back up and kept going, didn't care.
And that's what's important.
Yes.
Wow, that was quite a
Nice
call.
fight, yes. She has a lot of confidence.
She definitely does. One leg extension on both legs.
Oh, again, we can do that at a full extension because we're braced.
Okay. I feel like they have a free hand in the back there as well.
Yes. We got two man over here.
Love her little attitude. She's adorable. Okay, Samara back.
All right, we're hitting our dance.
Girl in the middle has some attitude. Normally that's where you put your best dancers, right in the middle.
Right in front of your face.
Exactly. Look at me. The dance is actually a portion of the score now. It used to be you weren't scored on your dance. It just was a part of your overall effect. But now there's an actual score for dance.
One is about to have a little vomit, but she held it in.
Oh, wow. I wonder if it's nerves or
We always
a
say
virus.
just get off the mat.
Because that would delay
the competition.
the completion of the competition. So dance now is 5 for execution, and 5 for difficulty. So it's now 10 points of your score. In the past, when you and I first started coaching together, the dance was a part of the routine, but it was not scored.
Right.
And about, what would you say? 8 years ago, maybe?
8, 9, yes. And then you had to dance a certain amount of 8 count.
Right. So it was 6, and then it was 8, and then it was 6 again.
Right.
And this year with the new score sheets, you don't have
to have a
certain number of counts of dance. However, it is still scored.
Yes. Yes.
How they judge difficulty in dance, I don't know.
Yeah,
Nobody really knows.
No, I think it's about how fast you can, like how many motions you can kind of put in there. Instead of it being like a 1 count motion, like a 1, 2, 3, 4. If you hit it like a 1, 2, 3. So
Okay.
the pace of the motions and your dance, I think, helps.
And then maybe like technical cheer, number of transitions.
Yes.
But what we mean by transitions is from one formation to the other.
Yes.
Just showing you what we got.
Our covering with Home Team Sports, we are covering our technical and our routine portions for our middle school and high school teams. So with the Bulldog Palooza, there is also sideline and open tumbling and open jumps that the athletes will be judged on, and stunt pods. However, that would go from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. And so today we will be covering our technical portion and our routine portion, and then we will post online the winners of each division for this competition. So please stay tuned and keep tuned to us while we go ahead and showcase the technical and routine. And of course, there will be lots of video online, but we will post the winners. And we are ready to go to commercial break.
Helping families is my passion. It's what I love to do. Hi, I'm Cheryl Yates with ERA Liberty Realty. I've established a reputation for making your journey simple regardless of your price point. They say it takes a village, so I work closely with other professionals in the industry to make your experience a smooth one from start to finish.
We're so happy that we chose Cheryl Yates with ERA Liberty Realty to help us on our buying and selling process. If you would like a 5-star experience from top to bottom, choose Cheryl Yates.
As an Eastern Panhandle native, I possess an insight and knowledge of the area that is essential to reaching your goals. Whatever your real estate needs may be, remember me. I'm the key to buying or selling your home.
Wildwood Middle School is taking the floor. Colleen, this team should have a little space in your heart.
Yes, this shows what a small world cheerleading really is, especially in the Eastern Panhandle. One of my first years coaching, I coached Wildwood Middle School as the assistant with the head safety judge in the back, or the assistant safety judge in the back there, Charlene Bryan.
Yes,
before I moved to Jefferson and she moved to Washington. Now, again, that was 16, 17 years ago. I've been doing this a long time.
We got a thumbs up. Here we go.
The Wildwood Mustangs.
Nice deep voices.
Yes.
You hear PJ in the back. I love him.
I'm really liking the uniforms with that orange
border around there
at the back, and then also, I don't know if you noticed the collars.
Oh yeah,
they have a collar, which makes it a little different. And again, I'm all about the uniqueness.
Yes, you don't typically see that in a uniform. Mm-mm. Very nice.
So I think Wildwood brings us to the beginning of our large middle schools. Okay. Let me count 4.
13.
I don't know.
I don't know the transition, like if it's 13 and above or 12
maybe
and
15.
Under. Maybe 15.
They just look bigger on the floor. I don't know why.
So this 13 number is what our traditional like high schools would normally
You cannot have more than 13 for high school competitions.
Correct. Unless it's at the end of the season, like for regionals and states.
Or like JV. Like our JV or game day team that's participating today They started off with more than 13. I'm not sure.
Correct. I think they had 16 and 17, and then there's been some injuries, and it's hard.
It's a long season
It
for
is.
them. And you can tell that the Wildwood cheerleaders are feeling a little nervous.
Yes. A little nervous good, though. You want to care enough to be nervous.
Exactly.
But not too much to forget your counts.
We tell our kids that. If you're not feeling nervous...
We're worried.
Right. You're probably not paying close enough attention to what's going on here.
Because when you just tell me you got it,
and the
I don't know if you
importance
do.
of it.
Right?
Exactly.
And it's all about how you recover. Things are going to happen, but it's just about how you recover.
And how you keep moving.
Yes.
Especially with it. I thought that Shanti Miller, she just got married, so I couldn't remember her name. She's the coach at Wildwood. I thought she had an assistant, but she's over there alone today.
I think it was her and Tia last year, and I don't think Tia returned. So she
Okay.
took over as head coach, and I think she's solo.
And she is actually married to the new athletic director at Wildwood
Yes,
Middle
and
School,
expecting.
Ryan Miller. Oh, that's right. And it's a girl, right?
Yes, I believe so.
She always has a really fabulous sweater on.
She does.
And she does again
and
today.
colors are exact.
Right. Where does she find these sweaters?
She's getting these made.
I need her company.
It's always
name.
hard to figure out what you're wearing to the competition.
Oh, my gosh. If I had $1 for the many minutes we've spent discussing your outfits.
And it's never the same colors. It looks like judges are still tallying. You always look over and, got a thumbs up. Here we go.
There's the head safety judge. Some front walkovers. Some cartwheels.
Back walkover. Very nice and sync.
Again, this is the Mustangs' first time competing this year. Cute. Wow.
You can get a lot of more set groups up with more people on the floor.
At the middle school level, you're what we call two-man, can't be above prep level.
A little wave. 360 barrel roll.
Barrel roll. I think we're ready to see some tumble passes. Some back handsprings, and I think she might have meant to land on a back tuck, but she made a smart decision because she ended on her back hamstring. She was cutting them a little short. Nice pyramid. Had she done it and not landed, it would have been a pretty big safety deduction. So wise choice.
Always do that. You know your body.
Yep.
All right, ripple 180.
Some mishaps here at the end of the routine. Again, it's hard when it's your first time competing a routine. All right, and here we go with the dance. I love the walk forward. Bring it down. Nice job, Mustang.
Yes. And it's tough. You know, your first competition is usually when you get your jitters out.
Exactly.
So we always try to do multiple competitions prior to the ones that actually count to advance. And it helps to kind of work out those kinks and stuff like that. But again, the competitions this year have been very minimal in our area. Or it's been hard to kind of get everything together in time to do the ones that are a little bit further from us.
Exactly, Dusty. And that brings up a good point about the difference between competing at the middle and the high school level in West Virginia cheer. In high school, in order to advance to the state level, you have to either place first or second at the regional competition. Yes. So in addition to the regional competition, we also, in our area and around the state, have our athletic conference competition. So in the Eastern Panhandle, that athletic conference, it's called EPAC, or Eastern Panhandle Athletic Conference. So we normally have that competition in mid-October, and that tends to be the competition where most of the teams in our area get the jitters out.
Yes.
And then we have regionals in mid-November, and again at regionals, we've already had the one competition. We, as a cheer team at Jefferson, will travel to another competition even before regionals to get more of the jitters out and work through some of the problems or the kinks that we notice happen at EPAC. And then we are ready for our regionals that this year were held right here at this very gym.
Which is nice, yes.
Yeah, so we didn't have to travel far. And we compete there, and the first and second place team, and this year that was Jefferson first and Martinsburg second.
Yes.
We advanced to states along with the top two teams from the other three regions in our state.
Yes. And at this time, we will go to commercial.
In NCAA Division II, student athletes leave a lasting impression on their communities. That's because Division II student athletes want to make a difference and truly be part of their surrounding communities. Through community engagement, thousands of student athletes from various backgrounds interact with community members who view them as role models. This interaction leaves a positive and perhaps even life-changing impression on all those involved. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
Hi, I'm Jeremy Atkins, broadcast announcer for Home Team Sports TV, sales consultant here at Opeka Motors. Make a fast break to 838 East Moeller Avenue in Martinsburg. Come see me for a slam dunk of the deal.
All right, we have Shepherdstown Middle School. They are coached by Carmela Rice. You know, her daughter Aaliyah Rice cheered for us for 4 years. She's one of our favorites, although we don't have favorites. But she also cheered at Louisville. She's one of the reasons that we have this amazing state ring coming in. So we wish Shepherdstown all the best of luck, of course. I'm sure Carmela
and actually,
is nervous.
my very first year coaching, I was the head coach
at
of
Shepherdstown.
Shepherdstown Middle School
when,
when my oldest daughter cheered there.
Yes. Technical. Here we go.
Well timed. Job. Surely this is the beginning of our large middle school division.
Yes, it has to be. And you know, the thing about jumps is not all jumps were extended or hyperextended, but you know what Carmela has done is made sure they are well-timed and tight.
Exactly.
And
they go
well
up and down at the same time. And I also noticed arm placement was very
precise.
It was during the jumps.
I know that I ran into her at one of our games the other day, and she had spoke to me and was a little bit panicked because one of her flyers injured her arm. And so within the last couple of days, her and one of our volunteers, Jenny, who came up to Jefferson this year, I believe she choreographed the routine. They had to kind of put it all back together, put a new flyer, and it's hard to replace a flyer.
Well, and that's one of the problems with such a long season.
Yes.
They started at football season, which would be at the beginning of August, and here we are at the beginning of March, and these kids have had to practice and work on their routine since the beginning of August.
Yes,
so I give them a lot of props.
Yes.
And they're more prone to injury.
Mm-hmm. And it's hard, there's a lot of impact on your legs and your body, and, one miscatch or one misslip, it's, injury waiting to happen. But I hope they recouped and they put on a show for us today.
So like you said earlier, Aaliyah, the coach of Shepherdstown's daughter, cheered for us for 4 years. Truly one of the shining stars of our program.
Yes, she was amazing.
And continues to support us.
Yes.
The very first person who posted on Facebook after our state championship victory was Aaliyah Rice.
Yes.
Love the girl.
And she's setting the world on fire with teaching, and she's coaching
She's
an all-star
coaching
team.
an all-star
Yes.
team. I think she still lives in Kentucky.
Yeah,
Do you
I don't
know?
think she's coming back.
Yeah, we don't see much of her anymore.
No, but we hear from her, so that's what matters. Shepherdstown's all ready. Doesn't look like the judges are quite there.
I felt like their volume in the cheer was pretty good, too.
Yes. And I think you're right. This may be the beginning of our large. And here we go.
Cute.
Very nice.
The timing.
Yeah. Very
wow. I'm just very impressed by the synchronization of these stunts because they can't see each other. So they clearly know their count.
Yes. All right, we got two extended live airbus. Very nice. I believe they had 3 groups, and that flyer is one of them.
Okay, well then they did a good job of re-choreographing the routine. Wow, there's some good technique. We did have a little bit of a touchdown over here on the right. Again.
They're so in sync.
Oh my gosh, even the free hands are putting their hands up at the same time. Did you notice that? Nice. Front stretches. Another arabesque girl here is holding it.
Yes.
Good for her.
That's what it takes.
Oh, some tuck. Some round off tuck. Round off back handspring.
Very pretty tumbler.
Very nice. I wonder what grade she's in. Nice. Couple touchdowns. Not sure if they'll count that knee.
Very cute.
Again, the timing
for
not being able to see each other is impeccable. Very clean.
TikTok.
Oh, wow. Her extension. Nice flexibility. Cute. And you said Jenny choreographed this routine? Go, Jenny. Hey, very cute.
Very
nice. So just as a disclaimer, Jenny is Jennifer Duncan, who was the head coach at Harper's Ferry up until about 3 years ago. And now she is a volunteer coach for the Jefferson High School.
Yes. And her daughter, Jules, is our point flyer.
She is our point flyer. She will be a junior next year, so she's one of our state championship team members.
We see a couple of them walking around here today, showing support to our middle schools and our game day team.
Which
so
we
love.
love.
To see that.
Yeah.
Yes.
And also, Jenny choreographed Shepherdstown's routine.
Yes.
The connection.
Yes. And just a little information. So with middle school, it's a little bit different, your placement. So with high school, a lot of times you just do your technical and your open, and then depending on the highest score is your grand champion. But with middle school, they kind of break it up. So you actually can win in different divisions. So you can win, a team can win in technical and not in routine. So, and it goes by, so the smalls will only compete against the smalls for technical. The larges will only compete against the larges, and so on. High schools only against high schools. And then so you can win certain placements. I want to say it's 1 through 3 or 1 through 4, I think Samantha gives out. So
there's a lot of trophies over there.
Yep. So you will be judged and rewarded in technical, open separately, your routine
which is
separately.
your routine.
Yes. And then also we have stunt pod and sideline and running, tumble, and jump off. Now, to become grand champion, even if you win in your division, a certain category, you have to have entered into every single every single. What am I trying to say?
Every single part of the competition.
Yes.
So you have to have performed a technical cheer, a routine,
sideline,
at least one stunt pod, and they take the highest score of, if you compete multiple stunt pods, they will pick the highest, and then sideline as well. The tumble off and the jump off, which is individual cheerleaders, will compete at the end of the day in those categories. They do not count towards grand champion.
So you have to at least enroll in all four to be able to be considered. So even if you're a team that won the routine,
which most people consider the main part,
correct, does not mean you do not have a chance at grand champion unless you've done it all. All right, and right now we will go to commercial.
Being a champion takes more than skill, more than endless drills, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the heart to give it your all, the agility to thrive from any angle, and the relentless drive to be the best. Welcome to Division 2, where the pursuit is yours to create, and the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division 2, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
This is Quintez McDonald Gibson from Integrity Home Mortgage. Come join the winning team
All right. We have Taylor County Middle School taking the floor. I believe this is still our large division where we have concluded from our small division. So they will be in direct competition with Shepherdstown. And they have kind of the same colors. So
oh, they do.
That would be confusing for me as a judge.
Another Palm team.
Yes.
I do not know where Taylor County is located.
I'm not sure as well. I know they had to drive here.
It's not around here.
But we're so far from anything.
Right.
Oh, they got a little spin going on. Although that's not judged. That's just kind of their whole routine to get into place. They have a full routine before getting into place.
Yes.
Oh, cute little beginning.
Something we haven't seen before.
No.
Very well timed.
Great play on words.
Yeah, and it's hard when you have a bigger group like this to get it all synchronized.
Yes.
And I'm telling you, I felt like it was well timed.
Yes.
Pretty loud.
And that was a cute intro. You know, a lot of teams start already standing up or kind of on one knee. This is the first team we've seen kind of gather together and either, pray or give some encouraging words, which I like. Just because it kind of gets their jitters up before the routine.
Right. There's no reason to go right from the technical cheer into your opening formation for routine because you have all of this time.
To catch your breath.
And it feels like forever.
It does.
So even though it's only about 2.5 minutes, it's a lifetime in a coach or an athlete's mind.
They have their pom-poms nicely arranged in the back. So they must know and have practiced not to step on a pom-pom because that is points off. And they're pretty spread out, so I'd like to see kind of how they manage that back there.
How they incorporate those into the routine.
Right. At this point, they're still kind of chilling, as you would say, which is good. And honestly, you don't have to get into position or even ready until your girl who is starting the routine has her hand up or says, hey, let's go. Just because the judge gives you a thumbs up doesn't mean you have to go. And our safety judges have been great during safety check to tell us that, hey, I give you a thumbs up. It doesn't mean go. It means get your team ready to go.
Right. So if you have a girl who's, say, tying a shoe or fixing her uniform in some way, you do have the flexibility to let that finish.
Yes.
That's exactly right. After we leave here today, I'm going to be looking up Taylor County on a West Virginia map.
To see how far they've come.
Because this is clearly a well-developed team, so they must have... I'd like to know the high school they feed into.
Oh, yes. We know pretty much a good bit of the high schools, so it'd be nice.
Schools.
Yeah.
So this is weird.
Judges are still getting their cheer together.
Hopefully that's a good sign.
Yes. It's nice to know that they're taking their time and being careful and not just trying to rush through it, especially, again, because it's your tiebreaker. If this team ties with another team, it goes back to their technical.
Exactly.
So it means a lot.
Okay, the thumbs up from our head safety judge.
Okay.
Very in sync. Some round off tucks.
Very nice. A good bit of them as well.
I like the formation they went through.
Yes. It does matter how many you do on your score sheet. It gets you to the next level in points.
So notice we have a couple what we call two-mans out there with only 2 bases. And in middle school, you can only go to the prep level.
Yes. And they're still hard at the prep level for middle school. I mean, it's very easy to fall out the side that there's not a base on. 1 point was all we could get up to.
Some cartwheel tucks. A toss there in the back. Again. No positions allowed.
All right.
Okay, another round off tuck. Hopefully they can get up and regroup.
Yep, that's all. We just learn our counts.
A tick-tock over there on the left.
And she held. Yep, got right back in and knew where to go.
Good for her. That's all you can ask for as a coach.
Because as a judge, you see that she at least finished that stunt and she just didn't give up.
And she's still smiling.
Yes.
All right, so full extension liberty.
Yeah.
Haven't seen a lot of those today.
Very nice.
Off that handspring tuck.
Ooh, whip pass. Very nice.
Very nice ending.
Did it with
pass.
ease.
Yeah, she didn't look like she had any difficulty with that at all.
No.
Shoulder stands. It looks like we're getting into the pyramid.
And we're going to spin it.
Very unique. Cute.
Yeah.
A little bit wider of a pyramid than we've seen today.
Yes. And again, you can do those and extend it out with more people. So a lot more you can do when you can get 13 plus on the floor.
Exactly. Whereas a smaller team wouldn't have that option.
Exactly.
Right?
All right. Nice visual.
It's you coming forward.
Very traditional West Virginia kind of style.
Yes, especially that run transition.
Oh, very
I love
nice
that
transition.
circle out.
See, these are some great transitions that judges will really appreciate on this
will get them higher scores in dance because there's multiple transitions between formations. Little theme in the back.
Oh, look at that. Reading. How cute.
Yes, she's reading back
and, that is considered a sign. They did a little play off of what we do where we kind of bend the lines of what's a sign. And so that book sign thing is super cute.
Okay, so talk to me a little about what you think that meant in the back. She's bored?
No.
So she's
reading? This is just so easy.
Exactly.
Take a page out of her book kind of thing. Yeah.
A little bit of cock back in the back. I like it. They were good. They were good.
Very nice.
Okay, so our next team up is Musselman Middle School.
Yes.
So one of our cheerleaders has a cousin on this team.
Oh, wonderful.
Right, Jackie's sister's daughter.
Okay. All right, and at this time we will go to commercial.
Helping families is my passion. It's what I love to do. Hi, I'm Cheryl Yates with ERA Liberty Realty. I've established a reputation for making your journey simple regardless of your price point. They say it takes a village, so I work closely with other professionals in the industry to make your experience a smooth one from start to finish.
We're so happy that we chose Cheryl Yates with ERA Liberty Realty to help us during our buying and selling process. If you would like a 5-star experience from top to bottom, choose Cheryl Yates.
As an Eastern Panhandle native, I possess an insight and knowledge of the area that is essential to reaching your goals. Whatever your real estate needs may be, remember me. I'm the key to buying or selling your home.
In NCAA Division II, student athletes leave a lasting impression on their communities. That's because Division II student athletes want to make a difference and truly be part of their surrounding communities. Through community engagement, thousands of student athletes from various backgrounds interact with community members who view them as role models. This interaction leaves a positive and perhaps even life-changing impression on all those involved. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
Hi, I'm Jeremy Atkins, broadcast announcer with Home Team Sports TV, sales consultant here at Hts Motors. Make a fast break to 838 East Moeller Avenue in Martinsburg. Come see me for a slam dunk of a deal.
All right, we have Musselman Middle School taking the floor next.
So next we have Musselman Middle School.
They also are competing in the high school division, so their feeder school, the high school's feeder school is Musselman Middle, along with Mountain Ridge, I believe. So they will have both their feeder schools here to Musselman High School.
And again, this is a Berkeley County team.
Yes.
So they are strictly basketball cheer. You can see the Musselman High School cheerleaders cheering them on.
Aww. Cute. Nice little spin.
Very cute.
Yeah.
I like the attitude.
Very nice.
That's her. Vegas.
Oh, okay. We spotted one of our athletes'
cousins.
Okay.
We wish her the best.
Yes.
I think she's a 6th grader this year, though. She looks a little bit older.
Yeah. That's always intimidating. Your first competition as a 6th grader.
She does have some all-star cheer experience.
Okay.
Again, she's another one of the athletes that cheered at Epic.
Oh, wonderful.
Epic is, for those of you who don't know, a Martinsburg all-star team, one of the few in our area.
Yes. We have a lot of athletes that come through there.
Through Epic.
Yes.
Coach Chris and
Aaron. And I think Brittany is coaching there as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The high school's on their feet to support their middle school, which is great. You do need to show that support because it's intimidating as a middle schooler to come up into high school. And so to have a warm welcome and to have that support will help hopefully encourage them to continue into the high school cheer world because they get tired in middle school. You've been cheering for 4 years, and so...
And they have such a long season.
Yes. So by the time you get to high school, sometimes you're like, oh, I'm not going to do it.
Right.
You know, it's like, at least try
I want to go to the game with my friends.
Right. And wear my crop tops and ripped jeans and not a uniform that's all stinky and sweaty.
Right. Not have a coach yell at you to get
right,
back on sidelines.
And this time, again, feels like forever. Even though it's only 2 minutes and 30 seconds, it feels like an hour.
I'm not sure if Musselman Middle has competed, if they traveled up the road any earlier in the season. So not sure if this is their first competition.
Yeah. I know for a lot of teams it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm thinking it is, but I'm not positive.
Yeah. I do believe the high school Musselman went to a competition.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. They're trying to get ready for next year. You got to keep preparing.
You do. Musselman High School is now coached by a new coach.
Bree Howard.
Bree Howard, who competed against some of our early day teams.
Yes.
And victoriously.
That's exactly right. She's a powerhouse.
She is. And she's new to coaching this year.
Yes. I believe her assistant coach also cheered with her at Musselman under Chrissy and Heather. And then they also, at least, I believe her name's Ashley. And we're starting. Very pretty backhand swing.
Nice.
Very nice stretch.
Nice front extension. Again, some great synchronization between these two stunt groups. Very clean looking.
It's very easy to get off count.
It is, especially because they can't see each other.
No.
The groups are focused on their flyer and keeping her in the air.
So counts are always first.
I see some great smiles as well.
I love those open mouth smiles. Just gives you a little bit more.
Especially because you're so far from them.
Yes.
Nice jumps in the middle of the routine. Cute.
Yeah. Very nice. Look at that timing.
Wow. Both sides of the mat, too.
All right.
I believe that's Vega's little cousin there. Good job.
Very nice backhand from Hook.
See, now they'll get high scores for execution. They were both very solid-looking tumblers. Cute.
Yeah. Very greatly timed. All right, 180 all the way up to extended live.
Let's see some of the middle flyers all-star experience.
Yes.
For facials.
I think this was the first year that they could actually flip in their stunts.
Is it only the middle?
No, you actually can't flip the middle. It's only your outsides. You have to have only one brace. Oh, cute.
Oh, I love the transition. See, there's a lot of formation changes in this dance, which is going to score higher than a dance that just stands in front of you. So it's important to be aware of that when you are home judging.
Yes.
Very cute ending.
Yes,
so
they should be very proud.
Talk to me a little about flexibility of flyers and how you can develop that. A lot of people think that a person or a cheerleader either comes flexible and can't gain flexibility, or they're just not flexible. Can you talk a little about that?
Yeah, so, So I think that the misconception of, like, I wasn't born flexible, I can't do it, is just kind of
just that, a misconception.
Yes. And so we really try hard on gaining flexibility. It looks a lot different in a stunt where if your leg is all the way out in front of you or behind your head. And so it is key in our program to do flyer stretching, and it takes a good 15 minutes out of our practice day to be able to develop this flexibility, but it shows on the floor when you're able to do these stunts and look better in the air. You know, everyone's going to try to pull hill stretches and bow and arrows, but there's a difference between one in front of your shoulder and behind your head, right? There's a difference between a Bridgeport bow and arrow and a normal bow and arrow. So that doesn't come without work and at home work. So we do it at practice in our program. You've developed a lot of stretches for us to be able to manage it through practice. Our flyers do take a lot of responsibility and go home and stretch. They come back. But you can start with a hill stretch in front of you and get to a bow and arrow in a couple weeks or a couple months.
And actually, one of the flyers that we're going to see on the Jefferson game day team today, so our competition team is not competing here today, but our game day team is. They will be the final team of the day. One of the flyers on that team is a perfect example of how you can develop flexibility. So it is a myth that people are either born flexible or born not flexible, because she came in with a front stretch down at her waist, probably even lower than that.
Yes.
And I'm anxious to see her today based on what I've heard. I haven't seen her.
Yes.
She's now up by her ear.
Yes.
So one of the things I noticed about that Musselman flyer, I think she was on the right, was how flexible she looked.
Yes, and it looks a lot better. The picture's just prettier. It's easier for the flyer and the bases.
You're will
not
score
weighted.
Higher in execution of stunts if you have flexible flyers.
That's exactly right. Same thing with points as if you're doing a lib or a hill stretch, right? It looks better doing a hill stretch or your tricks. If you do it to a body position, a BP,
as opposed to a lib,
you get more points.
And now we're moving to commercial.
In NCAA Division II, student athletes leave a lasting impression on their communities. That's because Division II student athletes want to make a difference and truly be part of their surrounding communities. Through community engagement, thousands of student athletes from various backgrounds interact with community
We actually
members.
saw them warm up when we were here a little earlier before we were all set up, and they looked to be pretty strong.
They did. And again, they're from another part of the state. I know there's a Chapmanville High School. I believe they were at states this year.
Oh, I think you're right.
I think they're
yes.
a single A team, but I'm not positive. I know they're not a triple A.
The team looks like a high school team.
They do. Those are some very athletic-looking girls.
Yes.
And again, where we have the black sneakers,
we do,
which I'm a big fan of.
So a little story about that. Colleen has been trying to go black shoes for a little while, and I'm like, no! And then, of course, she won.
Wow.
Wow, very tight. Very nice.
Height and jump
Strong.
and timing.
Little bit of a accent. I like it.
Nice.
Yes.
I think you're right. I think they are a Southern West Virginia team, which means that they traveled quite a distance to be here today.
So they came to win. They didn't travel all that way just to not leave with something.
Exactly. And they look well coached and well practiced.
Very, very strong. Like just the precision, and they stop their motions, right? It doesn't continue. They say what they mean, and they mean what they say.
Exactly.
And their motions tell the same story. Their jumps were extended together. They snapped them down together. Nothing was just kind of floating. They were aggressive and strong. So that was nice to see.
They do remind me a little of a high school team, and it might just be that they're a little bit bigger in size as well. Not meaning just they look older.
Yes. And that also looks better on the floor. When you have kind of a more mature group, I remember your daughter Danielle had said when she saw our team this year, they just all look like strong, you know what I mean? And bigger and strong. And so when you have kind of little tiny ones which are super cute, it just kind of makes you look not as strong. Doesn't mean you're not as good. It just is a different appearance on the floor.
It's a different vibe.
Yes. Got their fans cheering for them. Hopefully,
wow, they have a lot of fans
yes.
for the distance that they probably had to travel. Their uniform's a little unusual with the cutout sleeve. I haven't seen that done.
And the sleeve is kind of like torn off, kind of. You see the top?
It does.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
I'm trying to think what that reminds me of. I like it.
Yeah, makes them look tough.
Bulldog colors, so they're in the right gym for that.
That's for sure.
Couldn't have planned that any better. We like the Bulldog black floor. It's worked in our favor for our teams the last couple years. We're like, yes, Martinsburg's got a black floor.
And next year if it's here.
Points. We'll have to talk to Samantha.
Right. Don't change your floor.
Well, no, have reason.
Oh, yeah. We used to be annoyed that we couldn't travel with the other teams. Now we're cool with it.
It's like fine.
Oh, it's so nice to hear chanting, just because, again, they're so nervous right now.
Crowds are normally pretty supportive at cheer comps.
Yes.
They don't get a whole lot of time to cheer their athlete on. Here we go.
All right.
Nice use of floor. Yes. Covered the whole floor with those tumble passes. Like it. We got the two-man. Again at prep level.
Very nice arabesque.
Nice arabesque. I love seeing the arch back in an arabesque with the pointed toe.
Very nice switch up.
Wow, the flexibility of that front flyer. Look at her.
The other two must not have been able
stretching
to meet that. So you do, as a coach, you kind of blend them.
Make decisions about body position.
All right.
Nice. To tuck.
Very nice. Very strong.
Now, an athlete did step off the mat there in the back, which may or may not be a deduction.
Very nice 360 down to float.
Oh, now we got two pretty flexible flyers here.
Very nice.
So when you go to a body position like a front stretch or a heel stretch, it does have a more visual effect than a liberty. That's sad to say.
I know, because it was so strong.
But again, their level of difficulty is higher in their
that's
stunting.
Exactly right.
So it may mean that fall will not count as much as it would if it was on a less difficult stunt.
That's exactly right. They've already hit in difficulty where some teams haven't hit that difficulty yet, so they're already in another caliber.
Exactly. And with their tumbling difficulty. So you need to keep that in mind when you hear results in the cheer competition today. Sometimes difficulty will win over a couple mishaps. Nice.
They're not going to let that one little oops slow them down.
Nope. I love the way they picked back up, and they're right back in it. Timing was good.
All right, she adjusted.
Think we might be at dance?
Yes.
I love when the dance comes forward. I don't know why, it's just visually appealing to me.
It makes you feel something.
Yeah. Good formation changes here. This will be added to
look
their difficulty.
at that.
There's another formation change.
Great job.
So great. Even with the mishap, their level of difficulty is such that it may compensate for that.
And I do believe that the judges are aware now of the deductions and how they weigh so heavy.
Exactly,
on your,
out of a 100-point score.
So they have been trying to give you kind of the lowest, unless it's
lower end of the point
instead
deduction.
of just giving you the the full throttle. All right, at this point we will go to commercial.
Student athletes leave a lasting impression on their communities. That's because Division II student athletes want to make a difference and truly be part of their surrounding communities. Through community engagement, thousands of student athletes from various backgrounds interact with community members who view them as role models. This interaction leaves a positive and perhaps even life-changing impression on all those involved. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
Hi, I'm Jeremy Atkins, broadcast announcer with Home Team Sports TV, sales consultant here at Opeka Motors. Make a fast break to 838 East Moeller Avenue in Martinsburg. Come see me for a slam dunk of a deal.
Sir, go ahead and sign right there, and you can take your brand new XT4 home.
All right.
Thank you very much,
Yes,
sir. Here you go.
All right.
In NCAA Division II, community engagement is an initiative at all 25 national championships because student athletes want to give back while competing for a national title. Over the course of the year, Division II student athletes have an opportunity to leave a lasting impression in local communities throughout the country. Whether Division II student athletes are volunteering at hospitals, schools, after-school care programs, foster homes, or retirement villages, they make a difference in the lives of others. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
Being a champion takes more than skill, more than endless drills, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the heart to give it your all, the agility to thrive from any angle, and the relentless drive to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create, and the question isn't, can you do it? It's will you?
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
This is Quintez McDonald Gibson from Integrity Home Mortgage. Come join the winning team today.
Juwan is the ultimate hype guy. I love him. He's always positive. He's always pepping them up and firing them up.
Parker, work, Parker, work, Parker, work, 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 work.
All right, well, while they are taking up the floor and cleaning everything up, we are just going to sit back, enjoy the view, and we'll be right back with you. All right, we have Hedgesville Middle School taking the floor, and I believe, again, their high school is competing today as well in the high school division.
Actually, they were competing, but they've pulled.
Oh, they pulled, okay.
Cute skirt.
Yes, lots of bling on the front of the uniform.
So I guess we had an athlete who may have gotten sick on the floor, and that's been the delay.
Yes, we got it all cleaned up.
Sometimes the nerves get the best.
Yes. Oh. All
Very
right.
cute cheer.
Yes. Well, skirts allow them to spin and move and kind of have a visual effect, which is nice. And they're just doing technical, so they're not doing the open portion. And then we'll have Mountain Ridge up next, who is also a feeder school into Musselman.
Musselman High School.
Yes. Now, again, in the state of West Virginia, as long as your parent can transport you to and from, and I guess if the school's not overcrowded, you can go
Choose
to any
high school. Choose to go to any high school. Which is a rule change that happened about 3 or 4 years ago. It's not highly advertised. I guess they don't want everybody to switch high schools. But again, as long as your parent is willing to drive you to and from, you can go to a alternate school.
Yes.
So Destiny, we had a little girl get sick out there. Can you talk a little about what it takes to be a cheerleader? I think there's a lot of misconceptions about cheer not being a sport. Could you talk a little about that?
Yeah, I completely agree with you. You know, even still today, we try so hard to gain respect, for our sport. And so it's very, very athletic. You know, you have a certain amount of time to do these elite skills. You feel like your lungs are going to fall out, your legs are shaking, and even though you've practiced and conditioned day in and day out, your body still goes through like this kind of shaking phase. And so to have like the adrenaline that you have on competition day, and you do feel like you're going to bomb it, to have to be able to control that is extremely hard. We just say get off the mat. But I think that the misconception of that we're just supposed to show up to games and cheer on every other sport and be kind of a supporter sport is slowly changing, and you do have a lot of voices out there trying to advocate for cheer. I do think that West Virginia cheer, along with a lot of other states, have really shown the athleticism it takes to be an athlete, especially at like the state level. I mean,
in other parts of the state, I feel like the sport has really become respected. We're lagging a little behind that in the Eastern Panhandle. That's one of the goals that you and I have had, is to kind of represent for people what a difficult sport cheer is.
Yes.
Particularly at the high school level. We spend a lot of practice time conditioning, running.
Yes.
They have to tumble. They have to lift 100-pound people
Right.
in the air and balance and have flexibility.
Right, and do it all with a smile and not look like you're out of breath.
And still perform.
Right.
So now we have Mountain Ridge Middle School,
Yes,
the
the
Dragons, which I love.
I believe this is a new uniform for them.
It
Super
is.
cute. So they are starting pretty far up on the mat. So I wonder how they'll transition out of that.
Not sure if they've had the opportunity to compete yet this year.
Yeah.
We could be watching their first performance as well.
Right. They're waiting for their thumbs up as the judges go ahead and pass over the score sheets.
And here we go. I understood every word.
Yes, and the little whisper's always cute.
Yeah, super cute. And they are a cheer-only team as
Yes. We have one last middle school in the large division, Spring Mills Middle School. I'm not sure if they're doing open routine as well or just technical, but I guess we'll see. It's not listed exactly if they're in or out of it, so we'll see here in just a few.
It's a little unusual to see so many middle school teams that are not competing routine.
Yes. Now I have heard throughout the last couple of weeks that teams just aren't ready, whether it's due to injury or, athletes not able to commit for the full season. And one thing we always say at the beginning, it's a long season.
It is.
So you have to be ready and to commit the entire time. Because then you have a lot of athletes and teammates that, depend on you and count on you to be there. So if you can't commit to that season, then sometimes cheer's not the sport for you.
Exactly. The longer the season, the harder it is to keep commitment.
It is. Things happen. People get ill. Family things happen. Financial things. Cheer's expensive. And so, like you had said earlier, a lot of these cheer programs don't have the means to travel to other competitions or to have these crazy uniforms that are blinged out like Robert Earl Bland. And so we're all just trying to do the best we can.
Well, one of the biggest costs to hit middle school and cheer in general in West Virginia over the last couple of years has been the switch to mats.
Yes.
So mats were initiated 2 years ago, right?
Yes.
Special Forces.
This is our second year with them.
Okay. So, again, Jefferson High School, I can only speak for us, spent $10,000 on mats?
Yes.
$12,000? And a lot of these middle schools do not have the money to come up with that. So what ended up happening was they did not get mats, and they weren't allowed to compete unless they had mats. So they had to rely on their high school teams to lend them mat time.
Yes.
Well, during the fall, late summer and early fall, a high school team is trying to prepare themselves for the regional cheer competition. So it's very difficult to give up mat time to a middle school team.
That's exactly right.
So a lot of them have not had the opportunity. I think even now there's a lot of middle school teams that have not gotten their mats.
Yes, or they only have partial mats. So I know when I was at Charlestown, they have 6 or 7, and you're supposed to have 9. I do know that they have reached out, or other teams have reached out to our athletic director, Dave Vines, and he has been nice to be able to kind of create gym time for them to come in. And we're all about it. We don't mind who uses our mats.
We don't mind at all, but the issue is they have to come into our gym around our practice schedule.
Yes, and basketball now.
And basketball now. Volleyball in the fall.
Yes.
If it rains, other
sports come in and use the gym. So it's hard to manage that schedule, especially if you don't have them. And also an issue is where to store them at their school. So sometimes they don't have the storage space to be able to navigate the mats to put out for practice. They're in like a back corner, so you have to unroll the mats, pull them through, and they're heavy, and then lay them out and then roll them halfway back up. It's crazy. All right, our last middle school. Yeah. Spring Mills Middle School coming to the floor. I believe their coach, Miss Campbell, she cheered at Martinsburg, if I'm not mistaken, and I believe I passed with her in All-Stars at some point. My memory is not the greatest, but...
Spring Mills is a break-off of Martinsburg.
Yes.
The Martinsburg schools, due to population growth. They are a big team.
Yes.
A lot of participation at Spring Mills. That bodes well for their high school, Spring Mills High School.
You love options. Takes a little longer to announce a big team.
Indeed. Cute. Very cute.
Yes. Very nice. They held their position at the ends. A lot of times teams jump up really quick, and you have to make sure that the safety judge knows when to stop their timer, because if you go over that time, then that's a deduction.
Right. You can only, your technical cheer has to be at least 30 seconds, and it cannot be longer than 40 seconds. So you have to get it somewhere in the in between those two.
We constantly time our cheer, because one day it can be one time, and the next it hits too close, and you don't want to lose over a second.
And normally we are hitting the 40-second mark.
Yes, we are. We got to take out stanzas and take out jumps and all
Trying to
sorts
get
of
our
things.
theme across.
It's like, do we really need that? Lots of stunt groups there on the floor.
Yes, that's a big group. I'm excited to see the open portion. I thought maybe they would be another just technical.
Yeah, I'm happy to see them continue. And then after this team, it looks like the high school teams will start to warm up, and then they will start to compete. And so in the competing order of performance, we have Musselman, Martinsburg, Spring Mills, and our Jefferson Game Day team. So we're excited to see our local high schools. A lot of times you compete your JV at this time. Sometimes the high schools kind of mix and mingle their JV and their varsity to be able to do a full routine. We are fortunate enough to have two teams. We have one that competes at the regional and state level, and then we have our game day team that competes after kind of the normal season to kind of keep them developed and keep them going. So that's nice. A lot of schools here trying to prepare.
A lot of schools around the state don't have enough participants to have a JV
That's
team.
exactly right.
So we're fortunate. This year I think we had a total of 41 athletes at Jefferson who participated in cheer. And it looks like Spring Mills will have that same level of participation in upcoming years based on their middle school team.
That is awesome. Oh, and our supporter schools back there.
Okay, and they did get the thumbs up from the head safety judge.
All right, so Miss Campbell's pushing.
Nice tumbling. See, those were very well executed.
All right. A little early out over there, but they caught her.
Might be a point or two.
Lots of groups going.
Yeah, I like that.
Little swing action.
So in stunting at the middle school level, you see a lot more stunting in what's called prep, which is not all the way above head, and that's actually the safer option.
Yeah, a lot of your middle school athletes are developing, so unless they've done all-star or cheer previously, it's pretty hard to get them above head level, at extended level.
Plus you need that freehand spot.
Yes, you need numbers.
Team members.
Yeah.
Keep clapping.
Little ball out. Cute smiles going on.
Oh, really, those flyers have great facial expression.
We always say, if you can't connect, don't reach, just stand there.
Just stand there.
Oh, she got right back up. She was like, you're not coming down.
Nope. Liberty showing there.
Oh, nice ride.
Ooh, I see some added. Love it. This is the most fun part of the routine for the cheerleaders. The hard work is
Great job, Spring Mills. And that concludes our middle school division for technical and open routine. So our middle schools will now kind of take a little break, and then they will start to warm up their sideline and stunt pod. And we will come back with our varsity team, well, our high school teams, and at this point we will go to commercial.
Helping families is my passion. It's what I love to do. Hi, I'm Shirl Yates with ERA Liberty Realty. I've established a reputation for making your journey simple regardless of your price point. They say it takes a village, so I work closely with other professionals in the industry to make your experience a smooth one from start to finish.
We're so happy that we chose Shirl Yates with ERA Liberty Realty to help us during our buying and selling process. If you would like a 5-star experience from top to bottom, choose Shirl Yates.
As an Eastern Panhandle native, I possess an insight and knowledge of the area that is essential to reaching your goals. Whatever your real estate needs may be, remember me. I'm the key to buying or selling your home.
In NCAA Division II, student athletes leave a lasting impression on their communities. That's because Division II student athletes want to make a difference and truly be part of their surrounding communities. Through community engagement, thousands of student athletes from various backgrounds interact with community members who view them as role models. This interaction leaves a positive and perhaps even life-changing impression on all those involved. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
Hi, I'm Jeremy Atkins, broadcast announcer with Home Team Sports TV, sales consultant here at Hts Motors. Make a fast break to 838 East Moeller Avenue in Martinsburg. Come see me for a slam dunk of a deal.
Sir, go ahead and sign right there, and you can take your brand new XT4 home.
All right.
Thank you very much,
Yes,
sir. There you go.
All right.
In NCAA Division II, community engagement is an initiative at all 25 national championships because student athletes want to give back while competing for a national title. Over the course of the year, Division II student athletes have an opportunity to leave a lasting impression in local communities throughout the country. Whether Division II student athletes are volunteering at hospitals, schools, after-school care programs, foster homes, or retirement villages, they make a difference in the lives of others. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
Being a champion takes more than skill, more than endless drills, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the heart to give it your all, the agility to thrive from any angle, and the relentless drive to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create, and the question isn't, can you do it? It's will you?
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division 2, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
This is Quintez McDonald Gibson from Integrity Home Mortgage. Come join the winning team today.
Juwan is the ultimate hype guy. I love him. He's always positive. He's always pepping them up and firing them up.
Come on, Parker, work.
Helping families is my passion. It's what I love to do. Hi, I'm Cheryl Yates with ERA Liberty Realty. I've established a reputation for making your journey simple regardless of your price point. They say it takes a village, so I work closely with other professionals in the industry to make your experience a smooth one from start to finish.
We're so happy that we chose Cheryl Yates with ERA Liberty Realty to help us during our buying and selling process. If you would like a 5-star experience from top to bottom, choose Cheryl Yates.
As an Eastern Panhandle native, I possess an insight and knowledge of the area that is essential to reaching your goals. Whatever your real estate needs may be, remember me. I'm the key to buying or selling your home.
In NCAA Division II, student athletes leave a lasting impression on their communities. That's because Division II student athletes want to make a difference and truly be part of their surrounding communities. Through community engagement, thousands of student athletes from various backgrounds interact with community members who view them as role models. This interaction leaves a positive and perhaps even life-changing impression on all those involved. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
Hi, I'm Jeremy Atkins, broadcast announcer with Home Team Sports TV, sales consultant here at Opeckin Motors. Make a fast break to 838 East Moeller Avenue in Martinsburg. Come see me for a slam dunk of a deal.
Sir, go ahead and sign right there, and you can take your brand new XT4 home.
All right.
Thank you very much,
Yes,
sir. Here you go.
All right.
In NCAA Division II, community engagement is an initiative at all 25 national championships because student athletes want to give back while competing for a national title. Over the course of the year, Division II student athletes have an opportunity to leave a lasting impression in local communities throughout the country. Whether Division II student athletes are volunteering at hospitals, schools, after-school care programs, foster homes, or retirement villages, they make a difference in the lives of others. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
Being a champion takes more than skill, more than endless drills, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the heart to give it your all, the agility to thrive from any angle, and the relentless drive to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create, and the question isn't, can you do it? It's will you?
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division 2, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
This is Quintez McDonald Gibson from Integrity Home Mortgage. Come join the winning team today.